Winston is a super intelligent, genetically modified gorilla, a brilliant scientist and a key member of Overwatch. He uses his intellect passed down onto him by his creator, Dr. Harold Winston, to preserve humanity and become the hero we all know him as. He's also highly addicted to peanut butter, which might do something to explain his size. Winston's primary attack is his Tesla cannon. The Tesla cannon fires a short-range beam of electricity that tracks opponents so long as you're close enough and looking in their direction. This is what makes Winston so good at dealing with close-range, high-mobility characters, because it's very easy to keep track of them whilst dealing constant damage. His first ability, Jump Pack, propels Winston forward in the direction that he's currently facing, dealing damage to opponents on landing and staggering them for a short time. With a fast 6-second cooldown, this ability makes Winston very agile, letting him get to where he's needed in an extremely short amount of time. The Barrier Projector ability deploys a bubble shield that soaks up a set amount of damage, blocking all fire until it's destroyed. Allies can use it for cover and even shoot through it, whereas opponents need to either destroy the barrier or walk through it to damage your allies inside. Winston's ultimate, Primal Rage, makes him embrace his animal instincts and transforms him into a very angry, very powerful gorilla. In this form, Winston gains a staggering 1000 health. His primary fire becomes a melee attack with better damage and a large knockback effect, and his Jump Pack ability gets a shorter cooldown for more frequent use. Be careful however, as in his ultimate form Winston can only jump or melee, so choose your time wisely when activating. Winston is a tank, designed to soak up as much damage as possible and to protect his allies in the heat of battle. However, unlike some of his tank counterparts, he has incredible mobility and is great at dealing damage with fast-moving, up-close opponents. He also does a great job at heading into the backline of the enemy team and harassing their range damage. Winston is a very aggressive tank, specialising in harassing the enemy backline or putting a stop to bothersome close-range characters. This makes him great for King of the Hill game modes and attacking on payload maps. His bubble shield provides decent cover for capturing a point with teammates and can even be placed on an attacking payload to give it mobile cover as it moves around. Also, considering long-range sniper characters are very favoured on defence maps, he is always going to have someone to harass and stick to, letting your team move forward whilst you distract or just straight up kill the enemy damage dealers. Finally, any map with a large amount of pitfalls complements him very well, as his Primal Rage melee attacks can easily knock opponents off the edge for an instant kill. Winston might be great at killing long-range characters up close, but that doesn't mean they can't kill him first. Winston's damage is very short range, so try your hardest to not be caught out in the open, as you will be quite easy to pick off in open space. Sticking Winston with a Lucio is very effective, as the constant heals or faster movement speed that Lucio provides makes Winston a very dangerous threat in any situation. Winston is also great at protecting allied healers, as his bubble shield and Tesla cannon are very disrupting in close range fights. Lastly, be very careful of enemy Reapers. Winston might be great at defeating opponents up close, but Reaper can give Winston a very hard time. His Wraith form makes him very hard to finish off, but most importantly, the damage from his shotguns on a big target like Winston means you can go down in a matter of seconds. A good Winston can be an important asset in any fight, especially if the enemy team is particularly aggressive. Good management of his leap will make him nigh impossible to pin down or to get away from, and his bubble shield can both protect teammates and disrupt enemies in the midst of a brawl. Communicate with your team, be careful with your abilities, and you'll definitely find Winston very rewarding to play as. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode of Take a Look.